Okay guys, I'm ending this project, and before I go I wanted to give you some highlight videos and show you some of the modifications that I have made and some that could be made to it, I think, to make it work, at least to make it work better. I think any kind of if you really wanted to make this and make it, crawl up the side of a mountain, you were going to need to change the back end out to some kind of differential and use a stronger motor with some kind of transmission to run the differential and then brake each side to be able to steer. With that being said, in this configuration it could be made to work just with upgrading some certain parts here. And what I'd like to do is, at least to finish out this project, I wanted to at least give you some advice from the things that I failed at, and at least show you some of the modifications that could be made, I think, to make it where you could drive it down a beach or something. So with that being said, let's look at some of the modifications that I've made. Okay, one of the first modifications I made were changing the bogey wheels out for these larger ones. What was happening before was these smaller bogey wheels were causing a lot of resistance, and also I never had put cotter keys, which was sort of dumb, but I never put cotter keys in the nuts. So what was happening is, as it would move, the nuts would tighten up on one side and cause a lot of resistance, and the pulleys would slip. But that was a pretty simple fix, and pretty easy modification to make. So putting these larger bogey wheels on helped a lot, or will help a lot. The next thing were the pulleys in the back, and ideally what should happen is use these Davy chains. Worked great this with the chain modification on the pulleys, but also taking and doubling these pulleys up, so you'd have 2 in the front, 2 in the back here, and 2 belts on each side. The other thing I was going to do is I added a disc in the middle, and that was going to brake the vehicle so that you could stop going forward, and then the other 2 sides were to steer. So you were going to have brake calipers on each side, and then that was operated from the front here. And the way that was going to work is I took the handles, the brake levers, and they were going to operate each side. So if you steered one direction, it would stop one side and then allow the other side to spin, and then that was how you're going to steer. And at the same time, you'd still need to have some kind of cables to remove tension on the opposite side of the belts. But it did work in the past, but I think this would be a better modification to make it work even better. The other thing I did add these pieces of wood to the top of the metal tracks. Ideally, if you took some old tires, cut the rubber off the old tires, and bolt those on there, you'd make a pretty good track with those. But you're talking a huge amount of time to do that, and just didn't want to do it. The other thing was, I put, if you notice in the other videos, there's a lot of slop in the top of the track. It was flopping around a lot. So what I did was I added a guide plate across the top, and then what this piece does is it helps. The back wheel was catching a lot. So what this does is, as the track comes off the back traction wheel, it would actually help separate the track off of that, not allow it to hang up. So those were a couple of big modifications that I think would help a lot. But I appreciate you guys watching these videos. I'm sorry it didn't turn out, with some great videos of me climbing up the side of a mountain. But the project for me was fun. I learned a lot. I enjoy building. I enjoy that process of it. It's like people that like puzzles or are doing other kinds of hobbies. For me, it's just building, throwing stuff together. So I have a really cool project coming up in the future, and my next video is going to be on that. And I hope you guys stay tuned. And again, thanks for watching.